Hey everybody, how you doing? This, of course, is Oliver Joyce from Whiskeybarrel Studios, and it's time to talk Gorgon Shield. What? What's Gorgon Shield? Well, in case you missed the announcement earlier this week, the little 12-second video, I've renamed Tower Shield to Gorgon Shield, and this video is just basically going to explain what my sort of reasoning behind that is. It's something I've been thinking about for quite a while, actually. I sort of struggled a lot with coming up with a name for this game. I had a short list of about 10 different names. Originally, the game was going to be called Break Them on the Wheel. And the whole aesthetic for the game was this sort of carnival of horrors style evil game show where prisoners were chained to this sort of wooden cartwheel going down into hell. But and a breaking wheel is like the sort of torture device kind of thing. But I thought, it's a little grim and a little kind of dark. And, one of the reasons I'm making this game was because it's something that my son and I sort of, were designing together. And I thought it was a little dark for him. I don't want him playing a game like that. He's only 5, my oldest boy. So when I changed the game name to Tower Shield originally, like this is still in the prototyping phase, I thought, well, there's a tower and you're going up on it was a wooden cartwheel at first, but I thought, well, let's make that a shield, a shiny shield that our heroes kind of ascend on. I thought, well, hey, a tower shield. A tower shield is actually a giant shield you find in games like Dark Souls, and it's a big medieval shield. I thought it's a nice play on words on, a tower shield. But you know what? Nobody got that reference. It's a little obscure, and I want to show you something on Steam now. Let's jump over. All right, so check this out. If we jump over to the Steam portal, Steam page, type in the word tower, this is what comes up. 6,282 results match your search. It's one of those things I should have thought of in the beginning, but sometimes I'm always making new mistakes. I've been making games for 20 more years, and I still make these mistakes. Look, Tower of Fantasy, Pizza Tower, Dota, obviously, Tower Defense, Rogue Tower, Tower Unite, Project Tower, Tower Simulator, Bloons Tower Defense. Now, of Forza? What? Tangle Tower, Tower Escape, Tower Climb, Scarlet Tower, Tower Tactics, Tower Princess. And, some of these games are popular. I know that, that one's got 900 reviews. Tower Escape, 250. Some of them are popular. Tower Climber, Tower Fall. Tower Fall? Isn't Tower Fall an actual big game called Tower Fall? It's a huge game. Tower Words, Tower Skydiver, Pixel Tower, Tower Survivors, Tower Keepers. I should have known better, right? I really should have. Yeah, Tower Fall. Tower Fall Ascension? Is that a sequel to Tower Fall? 2,500 reviews, it must be. Yeah, I should have known better because there's too many games called Tower, and Tower Shield is just going to get lost in that. Meanwhile, you type in Gorgon, what do you see? 55 results. Okay, that's a tiny fraction. Project Gorgon. Hey, Gorgon Shield. That's my game. Gorgon's Quest, which is a game coming out next year as well. Looks pretty like a hobby project. Project Gorgon, which is an RPG. The Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon, which is an expansion for the Outer Worlds. That's fine. Project Gorgon demo. Gorgon variant. 2 reviews 5 years ago. Dead by Daylight Nicolas Cage chapter back. I don't know why these names sometimes come up, but that's it. You basically have, going down. There's nothing else. There are literally Project Gorgon, Gorgon's Quest, and the Outer Worlds expansion, Peril on Gorgon. There are 3 other games with the word Gorgon in them. That, my friends, is unique. And that's what you want. Not unique, but like as close as you can kind of get to unique in, naming a game. Now, look, if you really want to be unique, you can kind of call your game like Foozle's Quest or, World of Gathagul Bahugan sequel Mana X4, whatever. Some nonsense name like that. But those things often don't stick in people's head. I've always been to Greek mythology, so here's why I chose Gorgon. A Gorgon in Greek mythology is one of the 3 sort of sisters who sort of became monsters cursed by the gods. Kind of a sad story. Medusa being the most famous, but she had 2 other sisters as well, who were like demigods or something as well. But you know, and Medusa was eventually slain by the hero Perseus, who, you know, had the shield, and, you know, she looked in the shield and saw a reflection, turned to stone, that kind of thing. But, you know, so there is a tie in there for Gorgons and shields and so on. But I just like Greek mythology, and I thought Gorgon is kind of a cool name. I could have gone with Medusa's shield, but Medusa, funny enough, is actually a much more common name than Gorgon. And Gorgon also reflects that there were 3 sisters. I'm going to probably put 2 other Gorgons in this game as well. So I thought that was kind of cool. By theming the game with Gorgon and so on, I can actually lean into the whole Greek mythology thing as well. Just by random chance, the first boss in the game was the Cyclops, which was, of course, the big monster that Odysseus and his men had to fight when they reached one of the islands on the Odyssey. You know, they went up there and they tried to steal some sheep. They hang on the back of the giant sheep, and the Cyclops chase them and so on. There's also going to be, you know, Minotaurs and, you know, Cerberus, and you can have all sorts of cool, you know, Greek baddies in this game. So, you know, weirdly enough, it doesn't quite match up because I do have knights and valkyries and wizards and so on. Doesn't matter. You know, games can mix and match sort of settings and genres and so on. This is thematically close enough for me. And Medusa will be the big baddie in the game. When you reach the top of the tower, you have to fight a giant Medusa. And you'll see Medusa all over the new Steam art for the game, you know, the hero title art and everything that's coming in the next few weeks or so. So yeah, that's why I changed the name. I wanted something that stood out a lot more and it was much more unique. And so far, the feedback has been almost universally positive. 1 or 2 comments said, you know, I like the old name. Too bad. I didn't mind the old name, but this one stands out a lot more. And you really want brand awareness. I'm trying to create a new intellectual property here, and, you know, a new game that hopefully has legs. And to do that, you need things to stand out. Why didn't I do this earlier? I don't know. You know, I'm just so busy building the game that I thought, well, Tower Shield sounded like a classic sort of arcade name for a game, and it still does sound like, but that, you know, it's a popular name, Tower, and, you know, everyone else thinks the same thing. So eventually you got to make that change. Hey guys, speaking of popular, my Patreon isn't popular. But look, you know, these guys, Cavity Number 1, Neighbor Jack, Dane Simino, Daniel Funches, Brandon K, Pipuch, Noah Gudajan, X Up Omega, Jeff Rob Hex3D, and Hopeless have been through the battles with me. These guys have been supporting me for the last few years. And if you want to become a patron too, and basically I'm really becoming more and more independent here. I'm stepping away from Sword and Sandals, you know, maybe indefinitely. More to come on that in the future. Things are in motion. Stuff's happening. So the more support I have from Patreon, the better. It just basically sort of guarantees I can keep doing this as long as I can. But you know, what's in it for you? If you become a Patreon, you will get access to secret news and everything. Every week I do a special newsletter for you guys just explaining what's going on in my gaming world, and basically in other stuff as well. And you'll get a Steam key for Gorgon Shield, and also any other games I make, you get listed in the credits for my games, and whatever else goodies I can throw at you. Plus, you know, you help me out. So thank you to those guys who subscribe. You know, if you would like to become a Patreon, hey, that's the YouTube one. Where's the armorer? If you want to become a patron, would make my day. All right, again, off you go. Enough of the spruiking. Anyway, friends, that's it for today. I'm hoping to have a demo released in the next 2 weeks. I'm just putting the finishing touches of it. Got to get it approved by Steam. Steam still haven't even approved the official Gorgon Shield name yet. They're still, it's there on the Steam store and everything, but I've still got to go through the process and everything. So hopefully that is all done in the next few weeks. I'll get the game translated into, it's going to be initially English, Chinese, and maybe Japanese. Other languages to come. If you want to translate some of the game, hit me up. There's about 1,500 words for the demo, so not way smaller than, of course, what's it called, Swords and Sandals. So, and I'm then also going to be, so I'm going to polish up the demo, get that logged and loaded and thrown up on Steam. Then I'm going to start work on the dungeon section, which of course won't make the demo, but you'll see stuff about that in the coming weeks to come. So exciting times for Gorgon Shield. Let me know what you think of the name, the new name, in the comments below, and where you think this game's coming, you know, where it's going. So I'm excited to be releasing this demo soon, and I hope you guys like it, and hopefully this is a springboard to bigger things. Until next time, my friends, bye for now.